not going to be able to start camp on time?
No, everybody's good. Everybody's good to go start camp.
Do you, can you kind of hit the ground running a little faster than last year just because you know these guys a lot better, obviously?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they know us a little better. They know our drills a little better, especially the players that played here last year. So, no, it should be smoother, but doesn't mean it's going to be any easier. We're going to do our job and try and prepare our team the best we can and get them ready for day one.
You, what can you tell us about Trocheck? I know you had him before. We didn't talk to you after he signed. What do we need to know about this?
Yeah, no, he's a good hockey player. I mean, he plays a 200-foot game. He's killed penalties. He plays power play. You know, he's a competitive guy. He's a fiery guy, and he's competitive, and he really wants to win hockey games. So I like him. He's a good talented player. And when I hit him, he was a young kid in Florida, and his game's developed really good. So again, it's a real good hockey player that we added to our group.
How do you feel like his style of play can change the look of the top six a little bit? If that's how you end up going?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's going to change the look. I mean, between him and Stromer, they're different players. You know, they both see the ice real well. They're both skilled offensive players. I think if Trocheck's a little more aggressive than Stromer, but and not taking nothing away from Stromer, they're just different players, but they're very similar players. Both right shots. Troch will probably play a lot of the places where Stromer played. You know, he'll fit in that power play spot and stuff like that. So we'll see where it goes. But he's a talented player, and we're real happy to get him for sure.
They had a lot of young guys make contributions last year. How anxious are you to see what they can take that next step now this year?
Yeah, no, they got a ton of experience last year. Last year was a great year for all our young players. They all got better during the season, and that playoffs helped them a lot too. So we'll see what happens this year. This is a new year. They're a year older, you know, and you're hoping in the progress as a coach. You're saying these players are going to be better this year. So start tomorrow, get it on the ice, get ready for the exhibition games, and play well, and be ready for this season. But hopefully they're all going to be better hockey players this year because of the one we had last year.
What does your depth chart look like on the right wing to start camp? Like, who's on the right side?
I don't know. Honestly, I put some lines together, and you guys are gonna look at them tomorrow and say, that's first line, second line, third line, Lappy's gonna play left wing. This is what we're doing for the first 3 days. There's some pro lines together, the lines that you guys are familiar with, and we'll go from there after 3 days. Once the training camp or the exhibition games start, you're gonna see different people in different spots. So I can't say the first game of the season against Tampa what the lines are going to be, you know, but you're going to see some different, some familiar combinations tomorrow.
The Laffy will be on the
Left side.
left side.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. I understand
Tomorrow.
it starts. I understand you can change it Friday. I get
Yeah,
it.
no, it's, I just,
Yeah.
those first 3 games you put teams together, and there's, you know, there's line combinations there. Phil,
you-
Laffy, and Capel.
They're going to be together.
Yeah, so Kreider's line will be together, so.
Who is Kreider's line?
I don't know. 2 of them.
Yeah. No, who's the third guy?
Well, Sammy Blaze is going to be there tomorrow. And we might as well say Goodrow's not going to play in the scrimmage games. He's fine, he's skating, but we're going to hold him back a little bit from the scrimmage games.
Did you check in with any of the players over the summer? Or
No, did I talk to a couple of them? Maybe, but nothing, you know. I'd like to leave them alone.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. It's been the way I've been all the time, and you know, I knew the players. We had a successful season. It was a long season, and so our message to them was make sure we're ready and we're hungry next season. You know, be in good shape coming to training camp, and let's get off to another great start. So, but I didn't bother anybody.
Why won't
When you-
Right.
When you reviewed, or did you spend much time reviewing last year?
No.
Did you look up? Okay. But you haven't, but you know what you saw.
Yeah, no, I'm very happy with what I saw last year.
So are there things you think you need to change?
I'm not changing a whole lot, no. I mean, I hope our players got a lot of experience from it. That's the biggest thing. I know we're still a young team, but they're a year older, so I think we're gonna grow in that. I mean, did we change a few players around? Yes. You know, Chris and his staff made a few big moves for our team. We really like them. So, is it gonna be the same team? No, but we're gonna try and play the same way, same style.
You said Goodrow's not playing in the scrimmages?
Scrimmage games, no,
Yeah.
he's gonna practice every day.
He's going to, any reason? not playing in this scrimmage?
No, just from the lingering injury from last year, we just wanna make sure we give him more time. But he's been skating for 2 weeks, so there's no issue with it, but we're just being on the safe side.
Now, since you gave us 2 lines, you also have Panarin and Trocheck, is that Kravtsov's spot right
Yeah,
now?
Kravtsov's right though.
How's Sammy looking and what, how anxious are you see?
Sammy's 100%. Yeah, we got good news on him about a month ago. Everything's good. He looks lean. He's skated. He's worked out. He's tired of doing that, and he's ready to play hockey. So it's real positive.
How anxious are you to get him back and see what he can add?
Yeah, no, it's great. Like I said, we'll put him up with those guys and get him into the games as much as possible. And but we're excited. He's a big physical guy, and he can play the game pretty well. So I know he's more excited than we are. So it's going to be fun to see him back.
Kravtsov, last year, we know he left, you didn't see him all year.
Mm-hmm.
How do you view where he's at coming into this camp? And it sounds like he's gonna get a pretty big opportunity off the bat.
Well, he came in here in early July, wasn't it, Ryan?
Yes.
And he started working out and skating. He's made a big effort to come here and work hard and do the things that we want him for our team. I talked to him a little bit about a month ago, and I just basically said to him, I said, there's opportunity here. We want you to be a good player on our team, but you got to take it. We're not going to give you nothing. You've seen how our team played last year. That's what we expect from every player.
We know
So
you're
he was
trying-
really good. He was really good. He worked hard. Everything, the reports I got from everybody around here said he's been real positive, and he looks good on the ice. So good opportunity for him.
We know you're top 4 on D, but is that, what is your third pair as of right now today look like?
I don't know. Training camp will decide that. Snyder's gonna be there, you know that. So top 5's there, and there's fight for that spot.
So it's that one spot that's open, is how you view it?
Well, that and 5 and 6 and 7,
Right. So
if you wanna call it that, but yeah.
What sort of factors do you think you'll weigh for that 6th spot?
They gotta play well. The best players play. I mean, we want, and again, you look at our lineup and you say the team's set. Well, the team's set unless somebody comes in here and blows you away, and then as management and coaches, you sit down and say, what are we gonna do here? This person or this kid or whoever it is, you say, he deserves a chance to be on our team. So it's tough. We had a great team last year. Pretty much everybody's back, but when there's opportunity there and somebody comes in and takes a job, well, you gotta you gotta look at it.
How comfortable are you if that third pair is a couple of guys that are 22 or
No issue.
21?
I'm not worried about age. I wasn't last year and I'm not this year. They're both good players, and I know what you're talking about, obviously. He played some games, and he's a good player, so we'll see what happens.
How much will you be watching the PK part of it in camp? Because you had some guys last year that, you got a strong PK now, you're gonna have some new faces.
Yeah, I know, and, we traded for a couple of guys that are gonna play the PK. Ryan Carpenter's a guy I had in Vegas, and he come over as a free agent, and, he can play that well, he can fill in that well. So I'm not worried one bit, not one bit at all.
Would Hoffman and Cooley get exhibition games, do you think?
I haven't even looked at the list yet with Drew. I shouldn't say I'm sure they will, but I'd be surprised if they didn't, once we go over things and look at it. And obviously they both had great seasons in the World Juniors. They won gold medals, so good hockey players, good young players, but we'll see where it goes, see how they get along in camp. And
It wasn't, turned out to not be much of an issue, but you had a backup goalie who didn't love the position he was in last year. This year you've got a guy who's been a backup for a long time. Does this make you a little bit more comfortable, I guess, knowing that there's more of a packing order?
yeah, no, I mean, I was fine with the way it was last year. I mean, obviously Georgie, he had a good year when when we really needed him, and he wanted to be a number 1, and that's how it turned out now. But our goaltending played great for us last year. It was a strong part of our team, and we got Shesky coming back, and obviously being the Vezina Trophy winner is a huge for our hockey club, and the way he played last season. So we got some experience behind him, so that's really good.
With just about everybody, your team is very similar, as you said. Do you feel, is there more pressure on you to live up to what you did this past spring, or do you just feel more comfortable? Which way do you look at it?
I feel more comfortable, but again, last spring is over, and I think we can all sit here and look at each other and say, did we have those expectations last year? Probably not. Most of you guys didn't. I know. I can't lie to you. I didn't. We had a great run. We played great hockey. I knew we were a good team, but we beat some great teams, but we deserved to beat those teams in the playoffs. We had Our first 40 games wasn't the best. After that, I thought we played better hockey, and our team got better at the trade deadline. So, we had a chance to beat those teams, and we did. So it's a great experience for our players to get that playoff run and all that, but that means nothing. There's a lot of teams gonna be a lot better this year in our division. So from day one on, your goal is to try and make the playoffs. So it's not like we won 52 games, we're gonna win 60 this year.
Right.
I mean, I wish that was the case, but that's not how I'm looking at it.
I guess that's what I was asking, like, is your expectation to get to the Eastern Conference
No,
Final? Yeah.
no, I mean, hey, we're playing for first place, that's what the goal is when you start the season, but again, I know of every team got better, there's a lot of teams in our division that got a lot better, so it's gonna be a battle.
You kind of touched on it a little bit, but how do you mentally manage expectations, I guess?
Well, we got a meeting tonight at 6 o'clock, and guys don't have to be told that, they know, they see what other teams did in the division, how some teams got a lot better, and the other teams were all good hockey teams, so you can't worry about what happened last year. I mean, Chris Carter scored 52 goals last year. I'm gonna be on his ass to score 52 again this year, but you can't worry about that. You gotta worry about getting one goal and playing the first game and go for there. So a lot of guys had great years. It's in the past.
I wasn't here when you made the announcement about the captaincy, but how, does that change anything, like the fact that you have a captain now as opposed to not having one?
I don't think so. I think, and listening to the troops talk about it a little bit, he's the captain of our hockey team, but we got a leadership group that's really important for us. And we really leaned on that group last year, and I think that's gonna be the same type of thing. So Trues will be our leader, but there's a great group of guys around him, and last year there wasn't an issue. When they needed something, the group came to me and asked for it, and so there was no issues at all. But I think it's important to give Truba the C, and I think as the year went on, the more times you see him, what he was doing with the team and how things were evolving, he was our captain.
What was he doing? Like, what made him a leader? You're not always there when he's doing
No, I'm not there 90% of the
Yeah,
time.
but
And
from what
the-
you saw.
But the guys, like our guys around us, they talk to Drew more than they talk to me. They're a little intimidated, they'll talk to Drew, or they'll talk to the trainers and said, we ever make a captain, Troops is our guy. He just does the right things, I think he had a party for Foxy when he won the championship or something, he said he arranged stuff like that. So he does the right things for our team. But I think the way he played the game, I think he showed, he's one of a real good choices, the way, he was physical, he brought our team together all the time. He did the right things at the right time for our group, and in the dressing room, the few times that he had to stand up, he stood up.
As a coach, how do you think them getting a taste of that run last year benefits them now as they start?
Well, it definitely benefits them, but again, you gotta forget about that, it gives those young kids a lot of experience. Hopefully we're in a position again this year, and nobody's gonna say, well, Pittsburgh got all that experience, and New York Rangers don't have experience, or too young to win against that team. I downplayed it last year, I know experience is important, but again, you go into the series, you don't worry about a 20-year-old against a 30-year-old, you worry about playing your best hockey, and that's what we did last year. So I think it's gonna help our group, but if we're playing regular season games, you gotta get prepared to play 82 games again and try and get back to that spot.
Would you like to see your team be a little less reliant on the goaltender?
Yeah, as long as we win, though, I don't really care, Larry, but, no, definitely,
Can you expect a 935 save percentage or 946?
yes,
Yes?
and I expect Kreider to get 52 goals, and, no, I expect their team to be better in all areas, to be honest with you. Like I said, those kids have got another year under their belt, and I'm not blaming the kids for, 17 scoring chances against, and some of the numbers that you see, our numbers weren't great. But we're not a young team anymore, we're getting a little more experience, and, the kids are 22, 23, and 21 now, instead of 19 and 20 and 21, so they're growing. Keandre Miller's, getting to be a man now, so you've seen the growth of those kids in the second half of the season and the playoffs, so I think they'll all be better players, and that'll benefit our hockey team.
The best goalies
Couple more?
do it over and over and over again. Is that the challenge now for Igor to
I
we know how good he is. but
Yeah,
just
I
to-
don't think he worries about that. I think he's gonna come in and play one game at a time and have fun like he done. I've never seen him up high any time last season, or I've never seen him down there. He just comes in and does his job, enjoys what he's doing, and having fun with his teammates. So I don't think Igor cares if people think he's number one or where he's at there. He just wants to win games for our team.
So you like the goaltending, obviously. Somebody have to blow you away to make the team. There's, positionally at the 6th or 7th D. What concerns you going into training camp?
I'm not concerned one bit right now. No, I like our team a lot. I mean, we put it down on paper all the time, and if this happens, line combinations, deep pairings, I really like our team. So we'll see where it goes.
What do you-
Hopefully, we stay away from injuries, that's the biggest thing.
What is, just to piggyback on that, like, what do you see as the next step for this team? What does this team need to do to get to the Tampa, Colorado level?
You don't think we're there?
Well, close, it was
Well-
close last year.
I just said it earlier, I said the kids took take another level. I mean, we're not a young team anymore. We're still a young team, but we're not. They got that experience, they had playoff experience, so. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I don't know where we're gonna be. I don't know where people have us ranked this year. They don't really care. But I know we're a good team, and I think we can compete with anybody in the league.